Highlanders Football Club went 6 matches without a win, 5 of them draws after they were held to yet another 1-1 stalemate by newcomers Bikita Minerals in a match that the hosts will feel that they should have wrapped up in the first half, but for a wasteful strike force. Yet it all looked so rosy for Boso as they rushed to a 5th-minute lead after Linot Chikua fed Marvin Sibanda on the edge of the Bikita box, who made no mistake with his angled shot. It was 1-0. Boso looked impressive in the early stages of the game with good one-touch passes that pierced through the Bikita defense, though they were not putting to good use their dangerous breaks. Linot Chikua should have doubled Boso scores after receiving a Makinono Mushore pass, but coming face-to-face with Bikita keeper first Thandazani, Chikua directed his lob wide off the left-hand post. Bikita had been let off the hook. Midway through the first half, Boso Enkamen Melika Ncube was trotting on thin ice after receiving an early yellow card for a reckless challenge on Bikita captain Courage Bearer. Highlanders would present Bikita with the match's next opportunity after Melika lost concentration, playing the ball onto Chris Makambira, who quickly fed Alan Gaadzikwa. The former Boso striker would be denied by Brian Lojo, who threw his body on the line, and Boso had survived the scare. With 5 minutes left to the break, Marvin Sibanda almost made it 2 for both himself and Boso with a rasping shot that beat the keeper, but not the horizontal bar. The rebound stepped tamely to the arms of Thandazani by Braton Ncube. Boso would then see off the opening half with their 1-0 lead, a toss-up between Makinono Mushore and their keeper Rafael PTC for their best men in the first half. Not only was PTC agile and composed in goals, coming out to cut crosses, but the Highlanders goalminder also initiated good moves with his immaculate distribution that set his front runners on the counter with the opposition defense backtracking. Having failed to make hay whilst the sun shined, Highlanders were to rue the missed chances of the first half when a much better Bikita side returned for the second half, and it would not surprise many when they drew level following some good work on the left by Chris Makambira, whose cross was finished off first time by Evans Katema. It was 1-1. With the Boso following still digesting how they had conceded, they almost had a second to deal with after Makambira, clearly having it his way on the left flank, was back to torment the Boso defense, but this time instead of a cross he went for goal, and it wasn't too far away with his far post shot that flashed inches wide of the target. The pressure appeared to get bigger, and the moment the defense began to make errors with basics, it must have been a signal for Kaindu to refresh the team. For some time, Highlanders needed to reorganize themselves at the back, as Bikita clearly were running rings around the home defense, though just like their opponents in the first half, they lacked the cutting edge in front of goal and the chances would count for nothing. Eventually, Kaindu rang the changes to stabilize things, and with the arrival of fresh legs, Boso were kicking again, Linot Chikua with a shot from a tight angle that was well collected by keeper Thandazani. Highlanders now pulling the strings in midfield. They seemed to be finding those gaps between the Bikita defense lines, and with a little bit of patience, perhaps an 80th minute chance could have been more dangerous than when Godfrey Makaruse opted to take a cricket goal, ballooning his effort to the grandstands. For quite a sustained period, the Highlanders got intense. You could tell there was belief in their approach, and young Prince Love was just a shade slow to pull the trigger after doing well to bring down an Enrumbeva pass. Bikita's Carlton Munzambwa arrived on time to avert danger. With little less than 2 minutes left on the clock, Linot Chikua should, or is it could, have won it for Boso after receiving a magnificent header from Masono Mushore, but Chikua's first-time shot was well read by keeper Thandazani, who pulled off a match-defining save. Despite playing away, particularly for a Premier League debutant side, you would have thought Bikita would be content with a single point, but the lithium miners were defiant and also caused numerous anxious moments in the dying stages of the game. Liberty Mashaure would angle his shot terribly off target after some beautiful play by Simba Mambare had set him up. It is a fact Bikita had more dangerous chances than their hosts in injury time, with bad control by Godfrey Makaruse presenting Simba Mambare with possession in dangerous territory. Without wasting time, Mambare picked Russell Madamombe, who strayed offside. Boso did launch a final raids in last-minute tests of Bikita's resolve, but the miners stood firm and showing little or no intimidation of their seasoned opponents. Arnold Janis boys hung on for a precious away point, well earned. 1-1 then at Barbourfields, Bikita still searching for a win in their last 4 games, Boso in their last 6. A tale of 2 teams that have forgotten how to win. Is it surprising that both are carried on with their indifferent form? Their recent past just has so much in common. For the Premier Soccer League at Barbourfields Stadium in Bulawayo, I'm Thandazani Zimbwa.